Morning, everybody. Welcome back to the Stony Ridge Farm Cows and Coffee Morning Cattle Feeding Podcast. I am Josh, and I'll be taking you along with me over here to feed the cows. We are in North Carolina right now, and I don't know if you can tell by my frosted beard, but it's cold. It's about 28 degrees out here, and it's cold, it's muddy, it's mucky, and that causes problems. This is Fuzzball. Fuzzball. Fuzzball is so fat. Um, Got to get my coffee. We're doing cows and coffee, right? So where we're going to go, we're going to ride over to the other side of the farm, and I cannot take the side-by-side through this mucky mud hole that's over here. So what I'm going to do, you know what? We'll just walk over there. We'll just take a little morning stroll together. Cheers. Grab your coffee, guys. Beautiful, beautiful day. Ready for spring. I've seen some of the maples. We've got red maples here. I see the buds kind of coming out on the red maples last week. Not a good thing. So those buds will come out, they'll freeze, and then we won't have a good maple flowering. And that's important to the honeybees and all the pollinators around here on the farm. So folks that are joining us on, guys, let me know where you're watching from. And if you haven't seen the video over on YouTube, Sawmill Sunday's video was pretty awesome this morning. Released it about 6:30. So gorgeous day. Miss Stony Ridge closed the chicken coop last night. I have to thank her for doing that. We lost a chicken not too long ago, and with egg prices being completely outrageous right now, it's a good thing we've got the ones that we have. So beautiful day, guys. The wind yesterday on the farm was just howling. It was about 35 to 37 degrees all day long yesterday. Cheers, coffee. And I couldn't get out and film anything. So I'm behind on my work, behind on my videos, behind on my farm work, behind on everything. I walked around yesterday wrapped up with my head down, just like sucking up the heat. But I was able to do a few things in the shop building. All right. So we're walking over here because I've got to bring the four-wheeler back. The ATV's got to come back with me, and we'll be taking it into the shop, change the oil. It needs a good servicing. Change the oil, change the oil in the diff, the gearboxes, and get it back over here and clean it off. It's covered with trash. So I get a little frosty ride this morning. All right. The cows are way down in the bottomland on the back side of the farm. And the reason I can't drive back there, or prefer not to drive back there, is that it's really mucky and muddy. The reason we're feeding so early is because the ground hopefully will be frozen over there. So looking at you guys, welcome. Indian Trail, North Carolina. Awesome. I need to do an oil change and service on the new track loader. There you go. Excuse me. All right. So we got a little bit of a walk. Takes about 5 minutes, 6 minutes to walk over here. It is not quite a mile. It's about 3/4 of a mile from the house. So, and I'm going to change hands. Oh, I went to the gym yesterday and did a shoulder workout, and I'm holding the camera out here in front of me, and that don't feel good. If you left an egg in the coop, how long would it take to hatch? If you left an egg in the coop, hold on here. Philip the Wise, if you left an egg in the coop, how long would it take to hatch? Philip, that's not a... let's educate you on the chickens then. We don't have a rooster, so it'll never hatch. We don't have broody hens either. So the hen has to sit on the egg for 21, 23 days or so before the egg will hatch. So it will never hatch if we leave an egg in the chicken coop. It won't hatch, buddy. Gotta have a rooster. Got some important ingredients in that rooster to help that egg. What's your brand of gate opener? That is a, oh gosh, it's not like a Mighty Mule or anything like that. It is a, I'll think of it in a second. It's a really, really nice gate opener. Oh, why am I spacing that? I'm looking at the hat right now in my brain. I have a couple hats from that company. But it's not a regular old farm gate opener. It's a commercial gate opener. Philip says, I thought you had one. I'll tell you, brother, Philip, if hens typically won't sit on eggs in the wintertime, and they cut back on their laying. Oh, also, my back has been sore. They cut back on their laying in the wintertime also. So grab your coffee. We're on the fence. But yeah, they don't typically sit on their eggs in the wintertime either. So, and we don't have a rooster. Don't want a rooster. Don't need a rooster. That's a common misnomer that you need a rooster for hens to lay eggs. Does a woman need a man to have her eggs? No, not at all. So same thing, samesies. Ground is a little bit frozen, but not much. Again, yesterday we had temperatures about 37. It's 28 degrees right now, and we're halfway there. So the house is back there. Mike from Sophia. Kind of hard to walk around with a warm cup of coffee, yeah? It's all right. It's Cows and Coffee. Guys, we changed the name of the live stream channel over on YouTube to Cows and Coffee because for some reason, I think it was affecting the views on the other channel. As soon as I changed the name to Cows and Coffee, I think it confused the algorithm a little bit less, and they didn't see Stony Ridge Farmer videos that were getting low view counts. So in other words, most of the videos over on the main channel get anywhere from, I don't know, 10, 12, 15,000 to 2-3 million. And on the live stream channel, we're only getting about 2,000. And I think that messed us up on the main channel. So changed it over to Cows and Coffee, and we get to keep the live stream channel because it's not slowing down the other one. Now, I'm out of breath. It's not because I'm out of shape. It's because that's a hill. Get yourself one of those beer helmets for the coffee. Ooh, that'd be dangerous. Spill a beer on, or a coffee on top of my head. I've spilled beer on my head, but never coffee. So the cows are still way over there. Way over there. What does this say? Is there a regulation on how many fence boards you can have on the fence? In my area, you get taxed more if you have more than one horizontal board. Nah, that sounds like a stupid rule, doesn't it? There's no rule. This is livestock fencing. So I guess if it's a decorative fence and you live in town, then there's a difference there. But this is livestock fencing. There's no worries there. So what am I going to do? How am I going to get the four-wheeler out of the pasture without going through the mud hole? I think the answer is once I unroll this bale, and we'll go along together. Once I unroll this bale today, I will come back up here to right over there where the haystack is. And I'll just drive across the drive out of the pasture right there. Let's circle back when you spilled your beer on your head. Roy. So Roy, I DJ'd, dude. I DJ'd. I lived in Ogden, Utah. Hang tight with me here. I lived in Ogden, Utah for about 10 years of my adult life. I guess 8 years, from age 18 to age 26. I lived in Utah. And I had a DJ business. So talking on camera and talking on stage and playing music on stage and stuff like that has not been something that I was ever shy to do. So I ran a karaoke show and a DJ business, and I sang every night, and sometimes that led to the occasional adult beverage. I do distinctly remember standing on the Air Force Base, standing on a pool table, singing Sweet Child of Mine and pouring a pitcher of beer on my head. Those were the days. It's a wonder. I don't know how I kept from getting kicked out. I guess I kept from getting kicked out of the bar because I was the guy that everybody wanted to see sing and act like an idiot. So that was me, brother. Excuse me. Not to say I haven't had my share of adult beverages in my life. But the main thing is, not to say I haven't ever had a cigarette or anything like that. But, you know, as we get older, we learn from our mistakes and our misgivings. And I don't do that anymore. So, the old Badger's milk got me. Yep, Brian. Now we'll have the occasional adult beverage. Last night I had a beer with dinner. Me and Miss Stony Ridge grabbed ourselves a Mexican last night. We haven't been out to eat in a while, and it was good. So there's only so much, you know, eventually when you eat your own cooking for so long, sometimes you just want somebody else to prepare your food. And I'm an avocado nut. So I love me some good chips and salsa and guacamole dip. Okay, so the cows, you can see them. They're littered across that little ridge right there. They're in part of the woods down here. We're in the bottomland. This bottomland has the where's my tripod? My tripod's way over there. This bottomland, let's just walk and get it, has what am I trying to say? The bottomland here has water, a lot of water. Water is pooling up in this bottomland. So we got to take care of that. And I'm going to finish my last swig of coffee. And I'm going to set my cup down there. That way I'll forget it later. You guys remind me when I'm driving back up through the field here in just a second. Don't forget your coffee cup. I don't know about you guys, but my coffee cups tend to self-recycle. They just tend to come and go. And I have companies sending me coffee mugs and coffee cups all the time. So I'm looking for a coffee cup that has a cow on it. So expect to see that pretty soon. And hopefully we can get some of those out for you guys over in the merch store. If you want to buy a Stony Ridge t-shirt, help support the farm, go to stonyridgefarmer.com. There are coffee mugs over there. Not coffee yet, but coffee mugs. Okay, so this is where the cows were for about, I'm going to say 7 days or so. It's a mud hole right now, but it's going to turn into something beautiful. I fed all of the hay that was down here, and all of it's been rolled out there. So about 15 hay bales have been rolled out on that nasty piece of land right there. You're gonna laugh. You wanna laugh? Notice we lost audio there for a second. Joe sent 500 stars. Thank you, Joe. I had to clear my head. Beautiful day. So I needed to get this. This is a good morning walk, man. This is wake up in the morning. It's nice and cool and brisk outside. Get out here for a morning walk. Guys, I encourage you. If it's pretty, I don't care if it's cold where you are. If it's pretty, get out there and get yourself a little morning walk. Get that blood flowing. I prefer walking all over the farm if I can. Saves fuel, doesn't save time, but I like walking all over the farm. I tried. I'm tired of just watching you doing all this working. Oh, this ain't working. Plans to bush hog the broom straw before spring green up. No, not in this pasture. You can look out there. It's very, very sparse. I'm not even worried about it. When I start rolling hay out here, so we've got 22 more bales to roll out on this area of the farm. When I start rolling hay out, those areas that you see with broom straw or broom sedge will be targeted with hay. So how do I know where I need the hay? It's where the broom straw is growing or where bare spots are. You guys will like this. I'm going to turn the camera around. You'll like where we're going. It's kind of like going down into a little cave. Let's see here. I have to cut the fingers out of my gloves. Turn the camera around. Hard to do all this stuff with just one hand. That's why I went and got the tripod. There we go. I gotta slip this glove finger back up on my glove. All right. So if you watch a regular channel, you'll recognize where we are. There is a deer stand right over here. In that tree we're getting ready to walk by. And also there's a Reolink camera. So deer stand is here. Salt block is in the woods. And a Reolink camera is in that tree right there. And that's how I keep an eye on the cows. We'll step over the fence right here. Actually, we've got to take the fence down so we can drive. That's how I keep an eye on the cows. It's right there, that white speck in that tree. So I can see the cows at any point from anywhere on my phone. I can also see my driveway gate and everything like that. Handy thing to have. I pay $50 a month to keep 5 cameras up and running. Okay. Oh. This section of fence, I just pull it down right here, and this is where we'll be coming up on the ATV. So we get to walk it first, and then we'll get to drive it. You can see where I've been going up and down. You can see how tall that shadow is. The sun is just peeking over the hills here in the foothills of the Blue Ridge in North Carolina. Got a small crowd for a Sunday in here. Well, I'm waiting here to hear Mona fuss. I bet you Mona is fussing over here. Let's see. How far away is your town that you get dinner? Oh, we live 5 minutes from a Walmart, man. There's Walmart, Bojangles, or Bohongales. Has anybody here ever heard of Bojangles being called Bohongales? I think the accent helps. We got a Bojangles, we got a Taco Bell, Burger King, all the wonderful fast food stuff that puts you in the hospital. Walmart, grocery stores, all that stuff is 5 minutes away. So we've got a pretty sweet spot where we live. Close enough to town, but just far away enough to where we don't have to worry. This place is, this area where we're living is growing up, man. More houses are going in. Just down the road, one of our local farms is no longer a farm. It is a housing development, which is a little odd for this area, but that's the way it is. Gotta make room for progress. Everyone's still sleeping. Man, it's 9 o'clock. It's time to get up. How many of you guys are watching from the bed or the couch this morning? What you doing today? What's everybody doing? We got a lot of work to get done on the farm today. Me and Miss Stony Ridge. We're going to turn the camera back around in just a second, and I'm going to drive the four-wheeler through. Hey, girls. Morning, girls. We got to start the four-wheeler, and I'm going to get a wet butt. Oh, you can start, baby. You're running low on gas. That's Cindy right there. Looks like she's not even alive. She's just standing there. That's a big old stuffed cow, guys. Okay, I don't turn the fence off for this. I just run right over top of it. You'll see here in just a second. And where I'm going to go up in here. I'll grab you guys and I'll bring you along, and we're going to roll out hay up here on this little slope. There's an upward slope with a little bit of broom sedge and a little bit of high land right here. If you look, you'll see water reflecting off. There are puddles of water in this bottom right here. It's just the way it is. Okay. Fence wires down. We'll drive right on through. Morning, ladies and gentlemen, and all of those who identify as cows. All who identify as a cow, please come join me at the all-you-can-eat hay buffet. Oh, man. A little bit of silly politics in everything, isn't there? All right. So we're going to zip across the pasture right here. There's a special way I need to go about it. See where those cows are right there? There's a high spot. And I've been slowly building this up. I've been taking dirt from this hillside and dumping it in low spots. Come on, girl. I dump it in low spots to fill in for that water. See that water standing right there? This is the most fertile land on the farm. However, it's the wettest spot on the farm. All right, you're on my tripod, lady. That's Susie. Hey, Susie. All right, we're gonna start right up here. Hey, 38, how you doing? Now, you really couldn't tell we were on a hill before, but now you can kind of tell. Morning, ladies. Dude, I love feeding these cows. This is my favorite part of every day. I wish I could take you guys along with me. The weather has not been very cooperative in the past week, but you'll see more. You'll see more live streams from the farm. I've just been fighting bad, windy, and rainy weather. We're going to go right up through here, zig around, zag back through here, zig and zag and zig. Don't ask me, but it's in their new policy changes one time. I don't know what you guys are talking about. How often do you take the four-wheeler back for gas and maintenance? Whenever it runs out of gas. So it's typically, it takes about 2 weeks. The Honda ATV has a maintenance reminder system in there, just like the Honda cars. A little wrench will pop up, and either the wrench will have a 1 by it or a 2 by it. And that's major or minor service. We have yet to do a major service on the machine, which means all the gearboxes. But I'll be doing that sometime in the next, hey guys, I'll be roughing it up sometime in the next week or so. And I'm over by about 2 hours of run time. I think it's based upon hours of run time, but literally this machine sits and idles more. It doesn't get ridden hard. That veil is frozen on the outside. All right, kids, you ready for breakfast? You ready for breakfast? Dad's been cooking all morning. let Greg Judy know I just did that. Come on, girls. Look out. Woo! Come on, girls. Uh-oh. The bale jumped ship, kids. The bale jumped ship. We got to roll it out by hand. That's wonderful. Now I got to roll it all out by hand. I know y'all want the lazy hay, but you ain't getting it. Guys, I'm rolling this hay bale out. It just fell off the roller. You can do this by hand, but buddy, it's not fun. There you go, girls. Like I said, four-wheeler sits in idles most of the time. That's what it's doing right now. All right, there's a clump. Morning, girls. Morning, everybody. All right. Good girls. Yeah. Morning, rodeo cows. Right on. We lost that hay bale. Jumped right off the roller. Hopefully you guys can hear me still. Let me know if you can still hear me. Really weird. Walmart isn't giving out loans. What are you guys talking about? Why would Walmart need to check your credit? Patriot refs. Says Pamela Rodden says Walmart changed their policy. Now they can check your credit before you order online. I don't know about that. I don't order it online anyway. I don't want nobody tracking all the food that I eat. You know what I mean? I buy a lot of stuff on Amazon, but I don't think having a record of everything that you do on the internet is a very smart thing. I'm fixing this tripod. Come on, tripod. You can do it. Yeah, you guys are talking about something to do with Walmart. So made sure I bought my farm and it was surrounded by other farms that are left in trust, can't be developed. Oh, they can be developed. Don't you worry. Husband is in the hospital for this weekend. Oh, I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry to hear that. Prayers go out to you. Okay, let's turn the camera around. We went political. Walmart is going to take our gas stoves away. I'm sure they are. And if China's the enemy, how come everything that's sold in America is shipped over here from China? If there's so much the enemy, why is that still going on? I think there's a little line of well, somebody's feeding us a line. That's all I gotta say. So, little heifer here. Youngin, who is this? 205. 205. Not gas stoves. I did happen to go to the grocery store yesterday and saw that one handful of firewood cost $8 at the grocery store. Grocery stores with convenience store prices. Wow, can't believe how quiet the cows are this morning. They're really quiet, Dwight. Typically they're in the wintertime here, they're pretty quiet. You know, when we first started feeding hay to them, I don't know if you guys remember, if you've been watching all season, boy, they didn't like that. They did not want us feeding hay. They wanted more green grass. And now they welcome the hay. Now, the first day we were here, that is the row. The second day, there's another row of hay. This is day 3, and this is the third row. So one out and back, 2 out and back, and I just fill in. And you see where the cows are pooping. They're up here hanging out on the hay. After they eat it, they tend to poop on it. And we want to feed the land on the uphill side so that the nutrient flows to the downhill side. That's the goal here. And we're rolling it right out on that broom straw that everybody was talking about a little earlier. I get picked apart by people for doing this. Hey, butthead, how you doing? What kind of farmer are you? You got names for your cows. Here's Mona. Hey, Mona. Morning, Mona. How you doing? Not a real farmer. You got names for your cows. That's right. That's right, buddy. Not a real farmer. That's not real high quality beef in my freezer either. Nope. Not at all. Was looking at the girls yesterday to see who's pregnant. Baby should be carried on the right side of the belly. Who's about to pop and who's not. Number 8's got a little bulge there. If you look here, this cow right here showing pretty good. Who is that? 40 or 42? 22. She's showing. These girls are starting to show now. Look at the belly here. Baby. Baby in the belly. Baby in the belly. Baby in the belly. There's one cow here that I don't know if we'll be keeping, and it's number 18. Hey guys, these 2 cows are mom and daughter. You can see that's mom, that's daughter. Number 18, this is Karate Cow, 17. Hey, Karate Cow, 18. 18's a small heifer that did not calf last year. She didn't calve last year, and I'm not sure. She's the one we're going to be keeping an eye on. She's a great cow. She's really fat. You look at her rear end, how chubby it is. So she's a good grass genetic cow, but I don't see any udders. So I'm not sure if she's pregnant again this year or not. If she doesn't have a calf this year, we will not keep her on the farm. Okay, we just won't do it. Everybody's curiosity, Tammy. Tammy's camoed up in there. Hi from Paddington, England. Is that right, Paul? Paul Mitchell's in here, guys. We need some shampoo, brother. Cows needed a good shampooing. Farming Black Angus my whole life. The girls almost always had names. Well, let's just say we called them all Fridge. That's funny. Give horses names all the time. Why not cows? Well, cows are, these brood cows, these cows will be here for a long time, man. They'll be here for 5 to 15 years. So nothing wrong with naming them. Nothing at all wrong with naming them. They're part of the family. If cows got on someone else's land, they would get named for sure. Absolutely. Absolutely. 24, she's showing. She's got a good bulge going on there. Cindy, she'll be fine. That's Cindy right there in the middle. Sweetie knows her name. Hey, Sweetie. Good morning. Cow kisses? Yeah. The only cow that lost a calf this year was Susie. Susie's number 10. She did lose her calf. It was stillborn. It was not a live birth, and she had a lot of trouble. But she did pass the calf naturally. It just was not alive. and it was a really big calf, and it was her first calf. So hopefully this year we don't run into that same trouble. Awesome. Good morning from Kentucky. Always going to have internet experts on here, Josh. Just do what you do. I don't know what's internet experts. Oh, on the farm. 60 to 65 by the end of spring. I don't know what you're talking about, man. I don't know what you're talking about. Willis. 216. She's looking good. Small calf. This was the last calf born. 216, excuse me, is the next to last calf born. 217 did not make it. 217 was the one that was the youngest calf, and that's the calf that got into the acorns and bloated, and literally she was doing fine 1 minute, and the next minute she just laid down and died. It was pretty sad. Total bummer. We're working on a tractor out there, and my buddy that was helping me said, that cow's just lounging in the sun over there. I said, is it breathing? And we went over there, and sure enough, it had passed away from bloat. If I would have caught it, if I would have seen it, it just happened so fast, guys. That cow was eating grass, and then all of a sudden it just laid down, and that was it. Total bummer. So we got to get the four-wheeler out of here. We're going to take the four-wheeler through. We'll take you guys along as we do this. Right, 201? 201 second born this year. Firstborn was from Butthead, and that young lady does not have an ear tag. And she's a big girl. She's a good-looking cow. Or a good-looking heifer. New bull should be here soon. The bull is coming out of Floyd, Virginia. It'll be a South Pole bull. When the bull gets here, we will most likely sort the cows out and have all of the steers and the bull together, and we'll separate the young heifers from the bull because we don't want them bred so young. Fire up the ATV here. It's a Honda Foreman 500. When you start working on the Jeep, dude, I'm waiting on power in the shop more so than anything. So as soon as I can, that's the answer. So we got low fuel flashing on here. That means it only has about a gallon left. It'll still run with the low fuel light flashing. It'll run for 4 days worth of hay. It's so wet right now, and I don't like spinning up and or trampling my pastures too awful hard. What we're gonna do, we'll get through that gate. We're gonna put this in, so it's in four-wheel drive. We're gonna lock it. We're gonna flick that switch up, and that little light starts flashing, and it'll go solid pretty soon once the locker's engaged. And all four wheels on the four-wheeler will be engaged. It's just a little push-button locker. Okay? See, I just left this little gate open. The cows have hay. They're not going to come running and run out the gate. They're not quite that smart. There we go. Clamp that on. Rock and roll. Good to go. Fence charger's down here. And the whole fence around here is energized. Even the wire we're getting ready to run over, you'll see in just a minute. So we got to drive up this steep embankment. This is a fun little trip. Don't forget your coffee cup. Thank you, Terry. Good job. I know I got teammates working with me every day here. So we got to cut across here and go that way because it's really wet up there. Yesterday I rode up to the store in the Honda Pioneer, filled it up with fuel. It takes about the same amount of fuel to run the Pioneer 1000 as it does to run this ATV. So if you do the math, I run out of gas a whole lot quicker in the Pioneer. I wish it had a 12-gallon gas tank. There are a few little quirks that I want to talk about. We'll do that in a future regularly scheduled video. Here we go. Philip says, pound that like button. A little tight squeeze. There's a grapevine back there. It's actually zip tied to a tree. Uh-oh. We grabbed the grapevine. This is a muscadine grapevine. It's the first time this has happened. Turd. That's never happened before. There we go. Never, ever happened. I don't know why. Up we go. This is pretty steep, guys. Now you can tell. We're in Lock Low. What we call Granny Low. Woo! We're in the bushes. I tried to turn the camera around so you guys can see where we're going, and it got a mind of its own. Okay, locker off, light goes off, brake locked. I wonder how many miles is on this. 1,200 miles on this machine. 205 miles since the last service. All right, so we just got to put up the fence wire, and we're headed up to the top of the hill to the hay bales. Simple. It shocked me. Turd. Hard to do this with one hand, man. I had to lasso the fence. Oh, man. Come on, dude. Come on. You guys hear me scream like a little girl? There we go. Just need to get that up off the ground. That shocked the snot out of me right there. Yeah, I did a little Michael Jackson impression. You see, I'm gonna put some more buckets on the front of this for containing more hay string. All right, need our fuel. There we go. And we're headed to, turn the camera around. We're headed up here to the top of the hill. I'm riding side saddle now. Hard to shift gears. If I had anything to do again, when it comes to an ATV, I'm pushing the gear shift button right now and it won't shift. I prefer to not have a push button shifter. There's my coffee mug. There we go. Got it. Four-wheeler. Stay put. Oh, man. What an adventure. There we go. I thought it was a crow with a high-pitched voice. That's called regenerative squealing. Here we go. As soon as it dries out enough, I've got some dirt to bring up here and put around these cattle waterers. This is a tight squeeze. Kind of got to pucker up on this one. It's a pucker factor of 13 right there. Squeeze through that tight squeeze, and right there, here we go. Show you guys how easy it is to disconnect the bale unroller real quick. Just set it off and good to go. All right. Boy, the camera just has a mind of its own right now. I don't know why, but it keeps turning. In my hand is a thing called a gimbal, and it stabilizes the video a little bit for you guys so it doesn't make you sick watching it. And the gimbal has a mind of its own this morning. So we'll disconnect right here. 2-inch ball. You can pull this on the highway. Agricultural equipment. We don't need to take it home. So we're disconnected. Open the gate. Every gate on the farm, even if it's an interior gate, is locked. I know when somebody has been messing with the lock because every time I unlock them or lock them back, I scramble the numbers to the same number. So note to self, think about this. If you're wondering if somebody's on your property and you've got combination locks like I use, if you always scramble your numbers and put them on the same number, say all zeros, and you go back to your lock and it's not on all zeros, somebody has been messing with your lock. You ever see bear? Yep. Yeah, beard grows back fast, man. It grows back really fast. Here we go. Oh, this thing rides like a dream without that baling roller hooked to it. There we go. All right. So let's talk about plans, what we got going. We'll probably do another live stream tomorrow. Miss Stony Ridge will be here with us tomorrow, which will be fun. Let's walk over here, take a look at what we've got going and what we have planned for this week for the cows. So they will stay down on that pasture that we just had them on for one more day, at least one more day. And I'll bring another bale down there probably this evening, and then one tomorrow afternoon we'll go to the next pasture. These are the hay bales. We've got 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, about 40 bales up here still, just about 40 bales. So that gets us 40 days. I've been feeding 2 bales sometimes. So in other words, I'll feed 1 bale early in the morning, 1 bale late in the evening, and then the next day I'll feed in the middle of the day. So we've been kind of tricking up the hay feeding so that we use up all this hay so that the cows stay healthy and fat, and so we feed the land. So if you look out through here, all this grows luscious grass. It does great. It's getting better and better and better. It's a lot of broom straw out here. That's okay. It's healing. It's doing what it's supposed to do. Here, it is not. And I don't want to get shocked again, especially in that area, stepping over the fence. So we'll take this loose right here and we'll start gathering bales from this end at some point. And I'll show you down here. We've got to roll out probably in the next paddock that they're going to be in at least 15 bales, I would say. This will be in 5 days. They'll be in here, and you can see there's not much grass growing right here. This is where we targeted last year with hay. I can see the residual hay. I can see the grass coming up. I can see deer poop too. But right off over this ridge right here, we've got some pretty poor land. This was an oak forest right here. What had happened was the fellow that I hired to push all the scrub brush out of the pastures right here pushed the scrub brush up against these huge, beautiful oaks that I had. I was keeping those oaks. I didn't want those oaks destroyed. I wanted to keep those oaks as an oak grove for the cows to go in there and to have shade. And couldn't do it. So right here were like 8 gigantic oak trees that were probably anywhere from 60 to 100 years old and probably 50 to 90 feet tall. Huge trees, really, really tall trees. I don't know if 90, maybe 80. And the guy that helped me clear the land, I told him there's a hole right here. There's a gully. Push all the debris over in that gully. If you got to bring a dump truck, bring a dump truck. Dump it in the dump truck, pull it down here, dump it in the gully. Didn't do it. So note to self, if you have anyone clearing land for you, do not let them mess around your oak trees, because your oak trees have very sensitive root systems. And he drowned my oak trees by pushing debris up on them. So this late summer was a briar patch. We got over here, we mowed the briar patch down, and that's where I'll be rolling out hay over the next little bit after we move the cows again. Got enough hay to keep the cows over here until the National Farm Machinery Show in Louisville, Kentucky. So I'll have a farm sitter staying here on the farm 24 hours a day. There'll be somebody here watching after the animals. But on the 14th of the National Farm Machinery Show is in Louisville, Kentucky. If you guys want to meet me, come to the National Farm Machinery Show. I will be either at the TYM booth, and I'll be at the Woods booth every day, Woods Equipment, from at 11 a.m. and at 2 p.m. So just before lunch and just after lunch, we'll be there. So if you guys are anywhere near Louisville, definitely go check that out. Coil packs will wake you up. Oh yeah, yes they will. El Pidio says, hello, sir. It's nice to work with you on your farm, sir. Hope I can work there someday. You can't. I'm not hiring. Guys, don't email me and ask me for a job. This is not a job posting. I'm not hiring anyone. I probably get 5 emails a week from folks asking me about a job. I don't have a job. I don't have a job for you. Not now, not yet. And it's just me out here. You know, I need help from time to time, but I don't have enough to employ somebody. And the cows definitely don't make enough profit for me to justify a full-time employee here on the farm. They just don't. Is there any clover in the hay bales? No, but all the green that you see, and there might be a pinch of clover, all the green that you're seeing out here on the land is almost 90% clover. Okay, it's ground cover. It's ground cover clover, and that stuff is it's just medium ladino clover, and that stuff is fixing nitrogen as we speak to the soil. So we'll close this gate back, lock this gate back, and we'll take the ATV on over to the other side of the farm if we can. Again, I use all combination locks. When I set my combination locks up, when I walk away, they're all set on the same number. Neighbor kids right over here may have messed with the lock. I don't know. I don't blame them. I did stuff like that when I was a kid. It's no biggie. They didn't damage anything. No harm, no foul. Gate's locked. All right, folks. Thank you so much for joining me here this morning. Thought I'd take you along as I feed the cows. This evening, again, I'll take another bale down there, roll it out late in the day. Tomorrow, midday, I'll roll a bale out, and then we'll start getting prepped to move them over to that pasture there. All of this hay needs to be fed. All but 4 bales need to be fed before I move the cows out of this pasture and back across the farm. All but 4 bales. That dictates these cows will be here in this section of the farm until mid-February. So about February the 15th is when I'll start moving them back to the other side. And when I have my farm sitter out here watching, that way we'll have hay bales stationed in each pasture, and we'll have no problem feeding the cows. Cool. Guys, have a great day. Happy Sunday. I hope you enjoyed the Cows and Coffee podcast. Be sure you're subscribed to the channel if you're not already, or following the channel. And if I've sent you an invite link over on Facebook, accept it. It'll just notify you when I post a new video. It doesn't cost anything. So jump in there, accept it, follow the channel. We're growing. We're growing big time, guys. Thank you. Take care. Have a great day. Woo!